Protests have resumed at Stony Brook University after nearly 30 people were arrested. You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Today marks day 3 of the pro-Palestine protest, and Sherry Einhorn has our coverage.
Free, free, free Palestine!
Another day of protesting here at Stony Brook University. Students gathered at 4 o'clock. There was chanting and clapping.
You're gonna get arrested if you don't leave.
But nothing like the chaos on campus overnight. That's when pro-Palestinian protesters clashed with police after choosing not to comply with an 11 p.m. deadline on Wednesday to leave. Campus officials confirmed 22 students, 2 faculty members, and 5 others were arrested.
My name is Zubair. About yesterday, we had a great turnout. We had over 100 people here.
One of the student organizers we interviewed earlier on Wednesday was among those taken into custody. I texted him to follow up, but haven't heard back. 3 students were also given interim suspensions.
We're not being able to have our freedom of speech and speak up for what's really going on without facing a consequence of possibly being kicked out of the school.
But some Jewish students celebrating at a pre-planned event today said while they typically have no issue with protests in general, what happened on campus on Wednesday wasn't a regular protest.
They would put their middle fingers up at us. They would yell chants at us like "Settlers, go back home," "Zionists, we don't want you here." So it was very hostile.
The university president issued a statement saying in part, "I am deeply saddened that we reached a point where police intervention became necessary. University administrators made every effort to avert this outcome."
This doesn't seem very just not to allow students to protest, and then the police presence all the time on campus. That's not what campuses should be about.
We spoke with several students who weren't on campus during the protests, but told me they were following along closely on social media.
I just don't know how they're focusing on protesting and studying for finals, because the pressure would kill me. Absolutely.
Worry, you can't hide!
In Stony Brook, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
The town of Hempstead is suing the MTA over its congestion pricing plan.
This money grab, and it is nothing more than a money grab that is being done by the MTA, has really no impact or improvement on the services for anybody except for the pockets that are constantly drawn out by the MTA.
As you know, the approved plan will charge most vehicles $15 for driving below 60th Street in Manhattan. It begins on June 30th. And more than 130 Suffolk County Police recruits graduated today. This is the 198th recruit class for the department. These new officers went through more than 1,000 hours of training in law, medical training, body camera tech, and more. And from housing to electricity to, of course, groceries, new data reveals inflation is crushing Long Islanders. Macy Eglin has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Big strain on us, big.
Long Islanders struggling to cope with above normal inflation.
Doing the best we can, That's just the way it is.
Everything from gas to groceries to housing and utilities. We have seen a significant rise over the last few years.
We can't go out to eat. We can't go on vacations. Between the food and the gas, we simply can't afford anything extra at all.
Federal statistics show consumer prices increased by 3.4% in the last year in the New York metro region, forcing people to adjust.
I was looking forward to retirement, but I don't think I'll be retiring soon.
In fact, 75-year-old Grace Pamilio is going back to work full-time after being part-time the last 2 years.
Besides doing it because I do enjoy it, it's not the right time to retire. The prices of everything has gone up.
Long Islanders are now shelling out 25% more for their groceries than they were 4 years ago.
You feel it. A $50 shopping is now $125. I mean, it's outrageous.
And as you can see, it's all chicken. I can't buy beef. I can't buy fish anymore.
Expensive housing on Long Island has pushed inflation even higher locally. The median home price shot up 11% in the last year. And according to the state comptroller, more than half of Long Island renters are spending at least 30% of their gross income on monthly payments.
You have to have a dual income to survive.
The price of the roof over your head is one thing. To live there comfortably is another. Data shows the average price of power in our area increased by 19% from last March.
Oil delivery has quadrupled, or tripled, I'd say, over the past 3 years. And my electricity goes up disproportionately in the summertime.
To slow inflation, the Fed has raised its benchmark interest rate several times. And while inflation has gone down significantly since it hit a 40-year high in 2022, experts say we will not see a reversal anytime soon. Reporting for NewsdayTV, I'm Macy Eglund.
Now, to read more about the impact of inflation on Long Island, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, pull the NewsdayTV video box. Enthusiasts say Sci-Fi is having a renaissance on TV. Steve Langford has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
This is your shelf where your books are.
This is my stuff, yes.
Science fiction author John Peel of Manorville has written about 120 books. He says it's just so much fun.
So I'm getting up in the morning thinking, wow, another chapter, you know.
What also keeps him writing? A boom in interest in all things science fiction.
For me, it's like a feast because there's so much to watch and so much to enjoy.
Peel believes the sky-high sci-fi demand these days is partly a result of the uncertain times we live in.
I think it's because people are interested in the future and what might happen, what will happen, what we hope won't happen.
Science fiction fans on Long Island are devoted and passionate and hands-on.
I built this in my garage, which is right behind us here.
Stephen Davis built this replica of an English police call box that serves as the entrance into other worlds on the legendary British TV science fiction show Doctor Who.
It comes apart into 28 pieces and fits in my car. So this way it's mobile. I can take it to conventions and weddings, and we do library events for the kids.
Among the bounty of out-of-this-world sci-fi content available on television and streaming services, an American classic.
Star Trek is back. I mean, I don't think it was ever gone.
Stephanie Gangone of North Babylon drives a car that's all trekked out for a show she believes connects people now more than ever.
On Star Trek, you're going to find people that on the show themselves, disabilities, mental disabilities. You're going to find people that all different genders. There's somebody for everybody on that show.
Long Island's prolific science fiction author sees things trending darker these days in entertainment, but says the cheerful, optimistic outlook of sci-fi will never disappear.
We do need warnings, but we also need hope.
Reaching for the stars. Steve Langford for NewsdayTV.
Now, to read more about this story, go to Newsday.com, click Get More, pull the NewsdayTV video box.
What's Up on Long Island is brought to you by Train and REO Speedwagon, coming to Northwell Health at Jones Beach Theater on July 27th.
All right, here's what's up on Long Island.
Hey,
you know the song, well maybe. Catch and Hyphen at UBS Arena. The Korean boy band makes a stop on their world tour Fate Plus Friday night. Or check out a baby shower for wildlife. It's happening in Smithtown at Sweetbriar Nature Center. Or head over to the Spring Dust Off Car Show. The Judge Show is open to all makes and models. It's Sunday in Merrick. The rain date is May 19th. For admission info and more events, click Get More, pull the NewsdayTV video box. Now let's take a look at your super cloudy Long Island weather. If you were outside today, it was a nice one, but it felt a little bit humid. You can see temps are dropping today, well tonight rather, into the high 40s. Tomorrow, temps are in the 60s, but we have a bunch of clouds to deal with. You can see it's pretty much sticking with us all day. But here's a look at your 7-day forecast where it looks pretty dry except for Sunday and maybe going into Monday. But the weekend so far, about 50%.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us.